In a world overflowing with distractions and endless demands, there exists an ancient treasure of wisdom capable of anchoring even the most turbulent of minds. This treasure is not hidden in the pages of rare manuscripts or the pursuit of fleeting pleasures. It resides within the timeless principles of Stoicism. Far from being a relic of the past, Stoicism offers a profound blueprint for navigating the complexities of modern life with clarity, resilience, and purpose. At its core, Stoicism is not about detaching from life, but engaging with it more deeply, by learning to master the mind. Imagine facing life's relentless storms, not with fear or frustration, but with a calm, unshaken spirit. This is the promise of Stoic practice. The cultivation of a mind that is both tranquil and powerful, capable of withstanding the noise of the world without losing its inner harmony. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, understood that true peace does not come from controlling external circumstances, but from mastering our perceptions and reactions to them. Their teachings were not meant to create sages confined to lofty towers, but to empower individuals to thrive amid the chaos of daily existence. They believed that the mind, when disciplined, becomes a fortress, a place of strength that no external force can breach. Today, as we stand at the crossroads of ancient wisdom and modern challenges, we are invited to explore this transformative philosophy. How can we harness the power of Stoic thought to rise above life's distractions and truly thrive? Together, we will embark on a journey into the heart of Stoicism, discovering not only the art of self-mastery, but also the unshakable peace that comes from living in alignment with our values. This is not merely about survival in a fast-paced world. It is about flourishing. It is about reclaiming the agency over our minds and, ultimately, over our lives. Let us delve into this ancient path, not as spectators but as seekers ready to transform the way we think, live, and connect with the world around us. 1. Core principle: the power of inner control. At the heart of Stoicism lies a principle so simple, yet so transformative, that it has endured centuries. The only thing truly within our control is ourselves, our thoughts, our emotions, and our reactions. This profound idea serves as the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, offering a lens through which we can view the world with both clarity and purpose. When embraced, it liberates us from the heavy chains of external expectations, judgments, and the ceaseless pursuit of validation. Consider for a moment how often your actions are swayed by the opinions of others. How many decisions have you delayed? Opportunities have you abandoned? Or dreams have you muted because of an imagined fear of disapproval? This invisible force, the weight of external judgment, can be paralyzing, leading many to live lives that are not their own. Yet, the Stoics teach us a radical, liberating truth. Freedom lies not in the approval of others, but in anchoring our actions to our own values and principles. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of Stoicism's most revered thinkers, captured this insight with timeless clarity. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. His words call us to shift our focus inward, to cultivate the inner domain of our thoughts and emotions, rather than expend energy attempting to control the uncontrollable. This doesn't mean we disregard others or their feedback entirely, but rather that we learn to discern, accepting what is constructive and discarding what distracts us from our purpose. This practice of inner control requires more than passive acceptance. It demands active engagement with our own minds. By anchoring our choices in principles that resonate deeply within us, we build a fortress of mental resilience. Imagine the strength and freedom that come from making decisions based on conviction rather than fear, from pursuing goals that align with your truest self rather than societal pressures. This is not merely an act of resistance, but a reclaiming of your life's direction. The journey toward mastering this principle begins with self-awareness. a deliberate effort to identify the areas where external opinions hold undue sway over your actions. As you begin to let go of the need for validation and align your actions with your core values, you'll find not only a greater sense of peace, but also an unshakable confidence in your ability to navigate life's challenges. This, the Stoics assure us, is the true power of inner control, a strength that no external force can take away. 2. Emotional mastery, harnessing the strength within. One of the most profound teachings of Stoicism is its approach to emotions, not as forces to be feared or suppressed, but as opportunities to understand and refine ourselves. The Stoics believe that emotions, when left unchecked, can distort our judgment and lead us astray. However, when understood and managed wisely, they become powerful tools for personal growth and resilience. This perspective offers an alternative to the modern tendency to either indulge or suppress emotions, guiding us instead toward mastery over them. At the core of this mastery lies a fundamental reframe. Emotions are not commands. Just because we feel anger, sadness, or fear does not mean we are obligated to act on them. Instead, the Stoics invite us to pause, observe, and question. Why am I feeling this way? Is this emotion rooted in reality or an imagined scenario? By stepping back, we create a critical space between stimulus and response, a space where reason can prevail. This process, which the Stoics referred to as exercising our rational faculty, is where true freedom resides. Seneca, one of Stoicism's great thinkers, urged us to see obstacles not as hindrances but as opportunities to practice virtues like patience, courage, and temperance. Imagine facing adversity not with frustration but with a mindset that sees the situation as a chance to grow stronger. This shift in perspective transforms hardships into stepping stones, allowing us to cultivate emotional resilience that stands firm even in life's most turbulent moments. Equally important is aligning our emotional responses with reality. Epictetus taught that much of our suffering stems not from the events themselves, but from our judgments about them. By recalibrating our expectations and perspectives, we can reduce unnecessary distress. For instance, accepting that we cannot control another person's behavior but can control how we respond to it empowers us to maintain our peace of mind. This is not about indifference, but about prioritizing clarity and tranquility over reactive chaos. The practice of emotional mastery is not achieved overnight. It is cultivated through deliberate effort and daily reflection. Ending each day by examining what triggered your emotions, how you responded, and what you might do differently next time builds the foundation for resilience. Over time, you will find that your emotions no longer control you. Instead, they serve as guides, pointing you toward growth and deeper understanding. Stoicism does not demand that we eliminate emotion, but rather that we integrate it with reason, creating a harmonious balance. In doing so, we unlock a powerful truth. Our emotions are not our enemies but allies, capable of guiding us toward a life of strength, purpose, and fulfillment. This is the Stoic promise of emotional mastery. Freedom from the chaos of unchecked feelings, and the strength to face the world with wisdom and grace. 3. Daily practices, building resilience one step at a time. The path to mastering the mind and emotions is not a grand leap but a series of small, deliberate steps practiced consistently over time. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of daily habits, urging us to engage with life mindfully and reflectively. These practices are not just exercises in self-control. They are acts of self-alignment, drawing us closer to the core of who we are and what we value. A cornerstone of Stoic daily practice is evening reflection, a ritual that invites us to review the events of the day with an objective lens. What went well? What challenges arose? How did I respond? And how might I have acted differently? This process is not about self-criticism but self-understanding. By observing our behaviors and choices, we develop a clearer awareness of our patterns, enabling us to strengthen what serves us and discard what is not. Reflection sharpens our ability to respond to life's uncertainties with wisdom rather than impulse. Another transformative habit is reframing obstacles as opportunities. Challenges, as the Stoics remind us, are not setbacks but training grounds for virtues such as patience, resilience, and courage. By actively seeking the silver lining in adversity, we shift from a mindset of victimhood to one of growth. Imagine a day where every inconvenience becomes a chance to practice self-discipline, every difficult interaction an opportunity to hone patience. Over time, this mental shift not only reduces frustration but cultivates a profound sense of empowerment. Incorporating mindfulness into daily routines also anchors us in the present moment, the only time over which we have true control. Simple acts like pausing to take a deep breath, savoring the taste of a meal, or observing the sensations of a walk can bring a sense of grounding amidst the chaos of modern life. These moments of mindfulness remind us to respond rather than react, ensuring our actions align with our values. Lastly, daily gratitude strengthens our connection to what truly matters. The Stoics were keenly aware of life's impermanence and urged us to cherish what we have while we have it. By taking a moment each day to acknowledge even the smallest blessings, we nurture a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity, finding joy in the present rather than longing for what is absent. These daily practices, though simple, are profoundly powerful. They are the threads that weave resilience and clarity into the fabric of our lives. Through consistent effort, we not only learn to navigate life's challenges with grace, but also transform ordinary days into extraordinary opportunities for growth. In the Stoic view, it is not grand gestures but these small, mindful actions that define a life of purpose and fulfillment. 4. Perception management, reframing reality for inner peace. Perception, the Stoics believed, is the gateway to both suffering and serenity. How we choose to interpret events shapes not only our immediate reactions, but also the quality of our lives. This principle underscores the profound power we hold, not over external circumstances, but over our inner world. By mastering perception, we can transform even the most challenging situations into opportunities for growth and resilience. At the heart of perception management lies the ability to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. When faced with adversity, the instinctive response might be frustration, fear, or despair. But the Stoics urge us to pause and ask, is this reaction serving me? Is there another way to view this situation? This simple act of questioning creates space for clarity, allowing us to replace reactive emotions with reasoned responses. For example, being stuck in traffic may initially seem like a maddening inconvenience. However, through a Stoic lens, this moment becomes an opportunity to practice patience, to listen to an inspiring podcast, or to simply appreciate the time to reflect. This shift in perspective not only reduces stress, but also aligns us with the present moment, the only realm where we can exercise true agency. Epictetus famously stated, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." This wisdom invites us to challenge automatic assumptions and habitual interpretations. When someone criticizes us, we can choose to see it not as an attack on our character but as feedback that could enhance our growth. When faced with failure, we can reframe it as a lesson, a stepping stone toward future success. These reframes are not about denying reality, but about reshaping our relationship with it to align with our highest values and goals. The practice of perception management begins with mindfulness, a deliberate awareness of how we interpret and react to events. By noticing the narratives we construct around experiences, we gain the power to rewrite them. This process, often called cognitive restructuring, is a cornerstone of both ancient Stoic wisdom and modern psychology. It empowers us to shift from being passive recipients of circumstances to active architects of our inner peace. Incorporating this practice into daily life can be as simple as pausing when faced with a challenging situation and asking, "What am I assuming here? Is there a different, more empowering way to view this?" Over time, this habit builds a resilient mindset, one that sees challenges not as threats but as catalysts for growth. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control the events of life, we can always control our interpretation of them. This is the essence of perception management, the art of reframing reality in a way that fosters wisdom, tranquility, and strength. By cultivating this skill, we not only navigate life with greater ease, but also unlock the profound freedom that comes from mastering our minds. 5. Living in harmony with nature, aligning with the flow of existence. At the foundation of Stoic philosophy lies an invitation to live in harmony with nature, not just the natural world around us, but the intrinsic order of the universe and the essence of our own humanity. To live according to nature is to recognize and embrace the interconnectedness of all things, understanding that every individual, every event, and every moment is part of a grand, purposeful design. This principle offers not only a guide for moral living but a pathway to profound inner peace. The Stoics saw nature as a teacher, its rhythms and laws providing insights into how we should live. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the idea that just as rivers flow and trees grow in accordance with their purpose, so too should human beings strive to live in alignment with their own higher nature. For the Stoics, this meant acting with reason, virtue, and acceptance, qualities that distinguish us from other creatures. When we resist the natural order, when we rage against what we cannot control or pursue desires that stray from our deeper values, we create discord within ourselves and with the world around us. Living in harmony with nature also involves cultivating simplicity. It requires us to question whether the goals we chase are truly essential or merely dictated by societal pressures. Are we striving for wealth, status, or possessions because they align with our purpose, or because we have been conditioned to equate them with happiness? The Stoics challenge us to strip away the superfluous and focus on what is genuinely necessary, a life guided by virtue, reason, and a sense of purpose. Acceptance is another cornerstone of this principle. To live according to nature means embracing life as it is, not as we wish it to be. This does not imply passivity, but rather an active acknowledgement of the limits of our control. When we accept that some things are beyond our influence, such as the actions of others, the outcomes of events, or the inevitability of change, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Instead of fighting against the current, we learn to flow with it, directing our efforts toward what truly matters. In practical terms, aligning with nature calls us to reflect daily on our choices and their harmony with our deeper values. Are we acting with wisdom and integrity? Are we prioritizing what truly fulfills us, rather than what momentarily distracts us? Even small actions, waking with the sun, taking a moment to appreciate the beauty of the natural world, or listening attentively to those around us, can help us reconnect with this principle. The Stoics believe that when we live in harmony with nature, we become part of a greater symphony, contributing to the order and balance of the universe. This alignment brings not only clarity and tranquility, but also a sense of belonging, a recognition that we are not isolated beings but integral parts of a vast, interconnected whole. To live in accordance with nature is to live with purpose, simplicity, and peace, finding fulfillment not in chasing what lies beyond our grasp, but in embracing the beauty of what is already within us and around us. 6. Simplifying life, finding freedom in what truly matters. In a world consumed by complexity and excess, the Stoic call for simplicity is both a challenge and a liberation. To simplify one's life is not to renounce ambition or ignore the realities of the modern world. It is to discern what is essential and align one's desires with what truly contributes to a life of virtue and fulfillment. For the Stoics, simplicity is not just a lifestyle. It is a mindset that fosters clarity, resilience, and peace. At its core, simplifying life begins with questioning the pursuits that consume our energy. Are they aligned with our deeper values, or are they dictated by societal expectations? The Stoics invite us to reflect on the difference between what we want and what we need, urging us to reduce unnecessary desires. By focusing on what is sufficient for happiness, a clear conscience, meaningful relationships, and a commitment to virtuous action, we free ourselves from the burden of chasing fleeting pleasures or material excess. Simplicity also requires a profound acceptance of impermanence. Many of the things we covet, status, possessions, or recognition, are transient by nature. Seneca reminds us, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This wisdom encourages us to detach from the endless pursuit of more and instead cultivate gratitude for what we already have. In doing so, we shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance, finding richness in the present rather than longing for the future. Practically, simplifying life involves both external and internal adjustments. Externally, it might mean decluttering our spaces, streamlining commitments, or prioritizing relationships that truly nourish us. Internally, it demands a reevaluation of our thoughts and desires, letting go of envy, comparison, and the need for constant validation. These small acts of simplification create space, not just physically but mentally and emotionally, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. Yet, simplicity is not about deprivation. It is about harmony. It is about ensuring that our efforts and aspirations arise not from societal pressures, but from an authentic understanding of what fulfills us. This approach leads to a life that is not only less stressful but also more meaningful, as we redirect our energy toward pursuits that align with our purpose. The Stoics believe that simplicity is a form of strength, a way to remain grounded amidst the distractions of life. By embracing this principle, we cultivate a life of intention rather than reaction, of substance rather than superficiality. It is through this deliberate focus on the essential that we discover freedom, not in having everything, but in needing less, and in finding joy in the beauty of what is already enough. 7. Building community, strengthening bonds through shared virtues. The Stoics understood that no one is an island. While the practice of self-mastery begins within, its impact extends outward, shaping the relationships and communities we build. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most celebrated thinkers, viewed humanity as inherently interconnected, a symphony of individuals working together to create harmony. To live virtuously, the Stoics believed, is not only a personal endeavor but also a contribution to the greater good. Building community starts with recognizing the shared humanity that binds us all. Each person, regardless of their background or circumstances, is part of the same natural order. This perspective fosters empathy and encourages us to approach others with kindness, understanding, and patience. The Stoics teach that when we act with virtue, we inspire virtue in others, creating a ripple effect that strengthens the collective fabric of society. Participation in a community also provides us with a mirror, reflecting our values and actions. By surrounding ourselves with individuals who prioritize wisdom, integrity, and growth, we hold ourselves accountable to those same standards. Community, then, is not just a source of support but a catalyst for personal development. It challenges us to live out the principles we espouse, not in isolation but in the real-world context of relationships and shared experiences. In practical terms, building community can take many forms. It might mean joining a group aligned with your interests or volunteering for a cause that reflects your values. In today's digital age, it can also mean engaging in online forums where Stoic ideas are discussed and challenges are shared. These spaces allow us to exchange insights, offer guidance, and provide encouragement, acts that reinforce the Stoic commitment to mutual aid and cooperation. However, true community is not merely transactional. It requires us to give without expecting anything in return, to listen with the intent to understand, and to act with the well-being of others in mind. This selfless approach reflects the Stoic belief that living virtuously means contributing to the greater whole. It is through these acts of service and connection that we find our own sense of purpose and belonging. Engaging with a community also helps us navigate life's challenges with greater resilience. In moments of doubt or difficulty, the wisdom and strength of others can serve as a source of guidance and comfort. Likewise, our own experiences can provide light to others walking similar paths. This mutual exchange of support not only enriches individual lives, but also strengthens the collective, embodying the Stoic vision of a harmonious human cosmopolis. To foster meaningful connections is to embrace the Stoic commitment to live virtuously, not only for ourselves but for the betterment of all. By building and participating in communities that reflect these values, we honor our shared humanity and create a legacy that extends beyond individual achievements. In doing so, we not only strengthen the bonds between us, but also bring to life the enduring wisdom of Stoicism. Conclusion. As we conclude this journey into the timeless teachings of Stoicism, it becomes clear that this philosophy is more than a historical artifact. It is a practical guide to living a life of resilience, wisdom, and purpose. The insights we've explored today remind us that the power to shape our experiences lies not in controlling the world around us, but in mastering our minds, aligning our actions with our values, and connecting deeply with the natural and social orders that surround us. Stoicism calls us to a higher way of living, one that prioritizes virtue over fleeting pleasure, clarity over chaos, and community over isolation. It teaches us that by focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, emotions, and responses, we can unlock a profound sense of freedom and peace. This is not a passive endurance of life's challenges, but an active engagement with them, transforming every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Yet, the true beauty of Stoicism is its emphasis on the journey, not the destination. Each reflection, each deliberate action, and each moment of mindfulness brings us closer to the life we seek. It is not about perfection but progress, about striving to live with intention and purpose, day by day, breath by breath. As you take these lessons forward, consider how you might integrate them into your own life. Begin with small, consistent steps. Reflect each evening, reframe challenges as opportunities, and seek to align your daily actions with your deepest values. Over time, these practices will shape not only how you navigate life, but also how you thrive within it. If you found these teachings as transformative and inspiring as the Stoics intended, I encourage you to take the next step in this journey. Subscribe to our channel to stay connected with this growing community of seekers and thinkers. Together, we can continue to explore the wisdom of Stoicism and other timeless philosophies, uncovering practical insights that empower us to live more meaningful and fulfilling lives. Your engagement, whether through subscribing, sharing, or commenting, helps us bring these teachings to more people who, like you, are searching for clarity and purpose in a complex world. Let's continue this journey together, fostering not only individual growth, but also a shared commitment to living with wisdom, courage, and compassion. Thank you for being part of this exploration, and remember, the Stoic path is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. Let's walk it, one step at a time.